Welcome to the Jake Hollow Guide on How to Persuade Women Original Mail Edition. Introduction. This is the way I look at sex scenes. I have basically been doing them for a living for years. Trying to seduce an audience is the basis of rock and roll, and if I may say so, I'm pretty good at it. John Bon Jovi. Some of you might find my book inappropriate, because it seems to treat the subject of success with women as an objective. However, you live in a world where people want to see results. You expect, maybe even demand, a return on your efforts so that you benefit from it. I follow this since I am the same way. There is nothing wrong with having an objective or a goal that you would like to achieve. I recently began teaching how to connect with women, build relationships, and develop a higher quality life in general, as well as how to be positive in all aspects of life. This is how I work, since I have a very strong sense of authority. Some see this as a weakness while others see it differently. This is an all-in-one formula that I hope you will use while you digest my book, and use it as your own personal guide in all aspects of your life. My formula should be used as a reference tool not only on how to meet women, but also as a way to be successful in relationships, control your emotions, or acquire financial freedom. I feel that I now truly understand my role in life and why guys, for years, have respected as well as looked up to me for advice and help in how to pick up women. Now, I am here for you. I am assuming you singled out this book because you are at a turning point in your life. Maybe you are dissatisfied with how you deal with life in general, or with women specifically, and believe there must be a better alternative to improving your dating method. My book will help you change. It will affect everything you do in every aspect of your life. I am not interested in telling you what to do. Instead, I will introduce you to a process that works and that will be useful in your life. I will provide you with the information, but ultimately the answers must come from you because only you know what will suit you best. I will strongly emphasize that you cannot be me any more than I can be you. You have to see this as a collaborative effort, in which I supply the expertise and experience, and you supply the essential information about yourself. Together we will be successful in finding the best possible solution. You will come to understand your own personality more profoundly. You will gradually become who you were always meant to be. Ask yourself, what works for me in a fulfilling way? As my nephew Nero would say, once you know who you truly are and what you want, you can make things happen instead of just watching things happen, or showing up late and asking, what happened now, rather than reading that sentence silently. I want you to read it aloud and really feel it. Do this throughout my book. Ask yourself, who am I? I would like to tell you a little about my background, and explain how I began in this field. In 2003, I met some people who were in the field of meeting and picking up women. However, at that time, I had no real interest in working in or helping others meet or pick up women. This was not because I could not meet women or help others, but because of my preoccupation with an unfortunate personal situation that I had to resolve. 3 years later, my then friend Johnny Saporno was a guest speaker at a national seduction coaching seminar. Johnny mentioned my name to the person who was hosting the event, Clifford Lee, because he was intrigued with my relationship with a much younger woman, Jezebel. Clifford is one of the original co-founders of the PUA community and organized one of the oldest Lair communities in Montreal, Quebec. Soon after, Cliff contacted me and later came to Montreal to interview me. Cliff loved my concept, method, and technique for seducing women, plus my philosophy of believing in yourself in all other aspects of life. Even at that moment, I still did not see or have a clue that there was a strong market for this, so I did not take it or him too seriously. In 2007, my life changed when my 5.5-year relationship ended. I was lost. The relationship did not end well. I did not follow my own teachings and was embarrassed and ashamed. I lacked the confidence that I used to have. Clifford, however, believed in me, and that gave me the confidence and strength to overcome this challenge. A month after my breakup, with the support of my former wife, I finally accepted Clifford's invitation to be a special guest speaker at one of his Lair seminars. It was time for me to move on. He picked me up at home the night of the lair meeting. My heart was beating wildly. We finally arrived. I could not believe that in a few minutes, everyone's eyes, ears, and questions would be on me. Once we were in the building, I shook a few hands. Cliff turned to me and said, "Isn't it great, Jake, that these people are here for you?" I was not sure how to respond, but I agreed with a nod. I watched the audience arranging their chairs in tightly packed rows. I asked myself if I would be relaxed in this setting. I closed my eyes, and then reached inside myself for the strength to open up. I started to feel calmer. As Cliff was introducing me, he said, "It gives me great pleasure to introduce this worthy and impressive man I respect and admire as much as anyone I have met. Please welcome Jake Hollow." As I stood there, acknowledging the outburst of approval from the audience, I could not believe what I was seeing. I was overwhelmed. How did these people know of me? I stood there unable to say anything for a few seconds, and then I said, "Thank you all for the warm welcoming. My name's Jake Hollow." While I introduced myself, I became more relaxed, and began seeing warm auras glowing around the audience, which calmed me even further. All of a sudden, I was taken over by higher consciousness. Words were coming out of my mouth faster than I could think. A hush fell upon the room, and I felt the audience completely absorbed as I drove home point after point, and answered question after question without missing a beat. I had the audience in the palm of my hands for close to 3 hours. Even with my lisp and stutter, they were astonished with how I handled their questions. I spoke earnestly and with passion, had a frequent smile, and used occasional humor. I would randomly pick members of the audience, to help enrich their experience. The next thing I knew, Clifford was letting everyone know our time was over. I could not help thinking how my ex-girlfriend would roll over laughing in disbelief and excitement had she seen how successful this night was for me. I believe I conducted myself like an old pro, and met the eyes of every person in the room, at least briefly. I never looked down, never looked away, never looked up. I had nothing to hide and nothing to fear. I was in command of myself and unaffected by the fuss and attention. I felt so honored to be there that night, and be a part of all this, that a feeling of gratitude swept over me. A feeling of peace replaced whatever inner turmoil I had. Cliff looked at me and said, "I think you made quite an impact, Jake." I came back a happy and satisfied man from this experience. In the end, having my heart broken by my ex-girlfriend was my way to wholeness. After my life fell apart, I became open to new dimensions of my existence, that I had denied for years, yet they were just waiting for my recognition. It was hard for me to see this when I was in terrible pain, but when I finally looked back upon my life, I discovered that another door of unlimited possibility had just opened for me. People may ask what dating has to do with the power of the universe. When picking up women, you must have confidence and you must believe that you will succeed in the goal. When you believe in something so much, you make it come true. That is the power of the universe. This shows how the universe intertwines with dating, relationships, and every aspect of life. That's how my son Aaron explains it to his papi. Take a few minutes to email me your personal reason why you picked up my book. When you are ready, I will be there for you. Remember that if a life coach or a seduction coach tells you, "You do things my way," walk away and find yourself another teacher. There is no best way, for we are each unique. What you must find is what works best for your personality. I hope you will revisit this book periodically to reevaluate where you are, how you have changed, and where you want to be in your life. When you reread this book, analyze it paragraph by paragraph. Do not miss even one page. Taking notes will also deepen it in your mind. Yet, my life is built on fun as well as partying. So make this fun and not too serious. What is the point in living, if you are not having fun along with enjoying life? Please note, there are a few well-known PUAs out there. Some are looked at as, if they are man's gift to women, and others are not perceived as fantastic PUA, yet their names are synonymous with learning how to meet and attract women. End of introduction.